Good morning, America. Once again, it is Jonathan, the Silver Sun, doing a video diary on the 14th of February, Sydney time, about past transgressions. Let's take you back to the 1st of December 2017. By this time I had been known to the Satanic police state for over a year. They had been chasing and hunting me, harvesting soul tissue, light, spirit, flesh even. It's the kind of subversive oppression that you would expect from a police state that arose from Stalinist Russia. And the common thread between the police, the police, the town mayor, the emergency responders, the future, the common thread that runs all the way through all these different elements in these types of programs that run against people, TIs, is the common tongue, which is satanic. There's supposed to be 82 different sexes of species who can call themselves humanoid. And Sydney is very diverse in that respect because of its location in Australasia. I'll take you back to a time where I was mainly bunkering down, weathering the assaults, going on weekend jaunts, driving around in circles, staying at hotels on some weekends outside of town. But I had implants, I had been tagged, my phone had been bugged, and they were listening to every conversation. They even sent an automated robocall to my house stating that I had been selected for assassination. By the Australian Tax Office. So there I was, Mount Terrigal. My mom is once again in America with Elizabeth. And I needed to decompress. I needed to relieve myself mentally. Now, before everyone jumps to conclusions about what the story is about, please remember that I have been under a serious amount of mental pressure, psychological abuse, and the herb seems to assist in that regard enormously. Now you may think, oh, what about your mental condition? It's gonna make it worse. Well, I'm not that type of schizophrenic. I'm not bipolar. I don't have a mood disorder. and it doesn't make it worse. It makes it better. And there is a Jungian, Carl Jung, program that operates sometimes in my head and on the local network when I am connected, that seems to target me with these futurists in many respects. So I can only do it sneakily. I can only do it when I'm alone and on a different level than the one I normally live on. So it's the 1st of December 2017, and I've organized myself a one-night stay at the Apollo Resort, Terrigal establishment in Wamberal. It's a dog-friendly resort, and I bring my canine friend Buddy with me to hang out. So we get up there in the early afternoon. I advise my friend Matthew Beasley that I will be on the Central Coast this weekend. He has some time off, so he comes down. He travels down in his car, and we go and spend lunch at Terrigal. We dine on some fish and chips. The sun is shining. But later that night, something bad is going to happen. Something bad. An operation of major proportions. So we are able to purchase some ganja from Newcastle before Matthew came down, and we get back to the Apollo Resort and we begin to party. I have my laptop. We're got the music going. We got some beers in the cooler. Buddy's outside, wondering what he's doing here. And the night falls, and darkness ensues. Matthew probably left pretty much after nightfall, but this is the type of person I seem to gravitate towards, or in the opposite direction. A person who is willing to work for them, a person who is willing to sell out for money, sell his friend out for money, who's involved with the cops, holographic cops, and who is a bad person. So he leaves, and the room gets invaded by, I heard this massive boom in the room, and like something touched down and switched on. And it seemed like it chose the exact location that Matthew was sitting in, which is strange. And I started to have these really bad chest pains, and I didn't know how to stop them. And I detected my brother Benjamin, kind of finding me through these connections and threads that he has to me inwardly, doing this to me over and over again to my heart, trying to simulate a heart attack. I went outside, and there are some lights. There's a tennis court, and there are some lights. There was a landscaping company next door to the resort. You can see some lights on there. But I looked up, and all of a sudden, I saw this wheel, this dark-scented wheel, falling down out of the sky, and like it was being grinded up against a blade of metal, and producing this showering sparks, these flying sparks that would shoot off. It was like a firework, and it scared me. It scared me. And I made a mental inquiry, and I said, what is the purpose of this sign, this omen? What does it tell? I said, nothing good. And in retrospect, looking at that, I really should have gotten up and gotten the hell out of there and gone home, but as happens when you get high and you smoke a bit of weed, you get tired. You do. Like, it can happen quite suddenly. You get tired and sleepy and you just want to go to bed. With these chest pains, and with me being so drained of energy, which pretty much came on quite suddenly, I lied down, and I laid on the bed, just trying to get some rest, maybe have a power nap and get up and leave an hour later. But once I fell asleep, I knew I was going to be there until the next morning. And throughout the night while I was sleeping, there was this operation going on in the room with this mental gyroscope that would fly around and come into my head like a ball, and kind of attempting to kind of destroy or deconstruct me mentally. But I woke up in the morning. It must have been about 9, 10 a.m. and I realized that I was in trouble. That I had done the wrong thing by going to sleep and forgetting about the danger that I was in, and the operation that was going on around me by the Satanic Police there, the future cops. Yeah, so I realized that there was the hind of my back, which was a circular shaped object that would sit right in my hind back here, and I think it's part of a connection that can be made with the network, with the grid on an astral plane, with your astral body. So you can fly around and go places and travel and check it out. And that was the night that I lost my hind, the hind of my back. But this losing myself, my inner being, my flesh, my soul tissue, my light, my spirit, it's been going on ever since I crossed paths with the Satanic Police state. And they had been looking for me. And it was, I will kind of tell that story another time. But this weekend just continues. I'll be posting another story about what happens later that day when I get home. This is Red Dawn. This is a communist state. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know why I'm in the Badlands. But this land, this terra firma, Red Dawn, gives off a resonance. A resonance that is alien, a resonance that is ancient, and a resonance that is not entirely conducive or harmonistic to humans. It's disturbing, and I'm wondering what the am I doing here? What had gone on in my life for the past year and a bit, since I had been discovered, was something out of Stalinist Russia in the 50s. Same exploits, same operations, same people repeating history. But this is supposed to be in Australia, the mythical land of the Jackaroo. And this man of the Snowy River and shit. So I don't have much to say now, but I will continue about what happens later this day. Fantastic stuff. You gotta see it.